We were so heartbroken when we found out about Peyton's diagnosis, and I don't really think we knew how we were going to move forward. When Peyton was born, she was little, and when she was born, they just felt like she was weak, and once she got strong enough, she would be fine.
Really, everything was kind of moving along, just fine. Really exciting to have a little sister for our son Chad, and she was a little bit on the smaller side, but not concerningly so.
So then we brought her home, and we kept doing weight checks with the pediatrician, but it was just really a struggle to feed her. And so when she was 10 days old, the pediatrician sent us back to the hospital for failure to thrive. When we went to the hospital, we met with every specialist. They didn't know what was wrong. We were there for 3 weeks, and every day the residents would come in and they would say everything that could possibly be wrong, and I would always ask, but she just could be weak, right? And once she drinks enough and gets strong enough, then she could be just fine. It was a Friday night about 7 o'clock, and the pediatrician came into our room, and I thought, what are you doing here so late? And she said, I'm here to see you. And she walked in with the geneticist. And then they told me that Peyton has Prader-Willi syndrome. And we had never heard of Prader-Willi syndrome. When Peyton was diagnosed, she was our doctor's first child with Prader-Willi syndrome. It's just a random mutation that occurs where she's missing a piece of her 15th chromosome. Prader-Willi syndrome is a very complex syndrome. Developmental delays, low muscle tone, cognitive delays, psychiatric disorders, and the biggest thing with Prader-Willi syndrome is hyperphagia, which is insatiable hunger. We were so heartbroken when we found out about Peyton's diagnosis, and I don't really think we knew how we were going to move forward. No cures, no therapeutics. Peyton will have therapy probably for her entire life.
Doctors initially did not give us a lot of hope. It was a lot of despair. It was basically, go online, do your research, and good luck.
Once she was diagnosed, she had a feeding tube, and then shortly after that, she was put on oxygen for the first year of her life. And so there was just a lot of care for Peyton. We knew that this would change her future and impact, change our dreams that we had for Peyton.
After the diagnosis, I can honestly say that, I didn't really have any dreams for her. The prognosis was not good.
And when Peyton was 6 months old, we were introduced to the Foundation for Prader-Willi Research. From there, so much hope was given to us.
We didn't have anybody. We felt like we were alone for a while, and we had now a community of people that were in the same boat as we were.
This foundation was founded by 2 moms who are doctors who had children with Prader-Willi syndrome. And the goal of the foundation is research. The only thing that had been approved for children with Prader-Willi syndrome was growth hormone, because Peyton does not make growth hormone or process it properly. So she receives growth hormone injections every night since she was 4 months old. And that will help her not just to grow to be her regular height, but it also helps with cognition. So with the Foundation for Prader-Willi Research, when we first found the foundation, there were no clinical trials. There was a lot of research being done. And now, fast forward 10 years later, there are over a dozen clinical trials. Peyton has been a part of a clinical trial for the last few years. And we just know that the progress that will continue to be made with the foundation will continue to be life-changing for her.
The impact of the research that they do is affecting Peyton's life directly.
The clinical trials that we have, they're not just for hyperphagia. They're for so many different aspects of the syndrome, and so many people's lives will be improved. She has done so much therapy and worked so hard to do the things that come so easily to you and I, and to her brother, and to her friends.
Peyton has probably 600 hours of therapy every year. Her work ethic, whether it's therapy or school, She really is a determined person, and she inspires us to keep fighting.
Well, Prader-Willi affects about 1 in 15 to 30,000 people. So it's a rare condition, but not so rare that there aren't, hundreds, thousands of children with Prader-Willi syndrome. We want to raise awareness so that more people know about Prader-Willi syndrome. When we found the foundation, that's when we found hope for Peyton's future. And we found a group of like-minded people that will do anything that they can to change the lives of their children and everybody living with Prader-Willi syndrome.
The support of our community, the support of our family, the support of our friends, it does a lot for us. I fully expect Peyton could go on and live an independent life if therapy continues, if research continues.
I just think, when Brent and I are old, and as we sit down and we're able to look at each other and say, look what has been accomplished in her lifetime. Look what we've been able to be a part of. And I feel like that is what keeps me going. And do I know exactly what that looks like? I don't. Therapeutics, a cure, that's what I envision for Peyton. But just to live a full and an independent life and to live to her full potential.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
A dog trainer.
A what?
A dog trainer.
You want to be a dog trainer?
I love dogs.
What else do you want to be when you grow up?
A doctor for dogs.
Oh, a doctor for dogs?
And a dog shelter.
Over in a dog shelter? Would you love to do that for work? Just work with dogs all day long? That would be your job?
Yeah.
And you get paid for that?
Yeah.
Right?
Like be a babysitter for the dogs.
Right? That's how you would make your money. What are you going to do with all your money that you make?
Buy a house.
Yeah? Who are you going to live with?
My husband.
I love it.